What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today we're here with the Sweet Commanders, the Sweet 3 Generals. This unit's pretty awesome, and obviously the artwork, look at the artwork here, it looks so freaking good. I mean, just comparing with Luffy and Sanji's artwork, which is like, it is what it is, I think the Sweet Commanders definitely have the better artwork between the two characters that have released thus far for the 6th anniversary of the English and French version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. So in today's video, we're going to be taking them into some content, we're going to be taking them into the NL Challenge and also the Whitebeard Challenge, with the same team, completing both islands with no changes whatsoever. Now, the team that we're going to be going ahead and using is going to be this one right here. Now, this team doesn't actually utilize double Sweet Commanders. It is a hybrid team. I did try with double Sweet Commanders with this particular team, and the main issue that I kept running into is the fact that it was really difficult to get matching slots. So I ended up using a captain that made matching slots appear a lot more often, and it definitely got the job done. So we'll get into the hybrid captain in a little bit. But as for supports here, now we have the oven support attached to Katakuri. That just means that whenever we launch his special, any powerhouse unit on our team gets a guaranteed strength slot. Definitely not required for this team. We have the Vivi support attached to Perospero, also not required for this team. We have the Akainu support though attached to Marco and Ace, the Kizuna unit. That's actually very useful to have, and I would advise to have that if you guys have the applicable units for this team. We also have the Stampede Buggy. He's actually completely, Limit Break expanded. He has the Fear debuff. He's able to get around all of the debuffs on the final stage of the NL Island. And then we've got Coliseum NL with the Doflamingo, Legend V1 Doflamingo support. For those of you who don't know what he does, when you attach him to a driven unit that uses an orb change special, which NL actually changes his own slot into matching, which actually counts, he gives driven characters a 1.75 orb boost. So for this team, NL, Perospero, and also Buggy all get the orb boost from that activation, which is super duper useful. And of course, we do need Perospero on our team in order to launch the super type special of the Sweet Commanders, so it's very important that we have that. And as for the ship, we are using the Liberal Hind, which, because our captain is a slasher character, it means that we can use it to get a 1.6 attack boost, and also we get the 1000 heal per turn. Unfortunately, the special of the ship doesn't really help us out at all here because we're not running any side characters, but the additional 1000 heal per turn is ridiculously useful for this team. Another ship that you could potentially use is the Big Mama Chanter. That's also a very good ship that you could potentially use, but I decided to go for this ship because I felt like the additional 1000 heal per turn was going to be very useful. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of this team versus both of the GARP challenges. Alright, so getting into the team breakdown, here we have the Sweet Generals, as they are called, and okay, so the major issue I did kind of touch up on in the team breakdown, and the fact is this character struggles to get matching slots, and I've said it in multiple streams and videos, talking about the Sweet Commanders. Everything about this unit is like really good. Like, I think their captain ability is really acceptable. Their special is very good for their own team. They have a phenomenal support effect as well. They're actually really good in Pirate Rumble if strength teams are actually, better in the game. They're going to be an amazing unit for strength teams. The only problem with this unit is their super type special. In my opinion, their super type special is one of the worst in the game. So for those of you who don't know what they do with their super type special, they do 100 times their attack in typeless damage to all enemies, and it bypasses all damage immunity effects and also base defense as well. So you can use it to kill off high defense mobs. Very, very nice to have. And then it also minuses the cooldown of your strength characters by 1. And that's all it does. And obviously transforms your strength characters into super strength to enable you to get around some of the enemies, the quick enemies, like in this instance here. If you use the super type special, it makes taking those guys on a lot easier. Now, honestly, there are a couple of different ways in order for them to make this character just a more perfect unit. And one of the ways would be altering that super type special, so either take away the cooldown or take away the AoE fixed damage. Doing that, it will actually help you out significantly. And what they should do is transform either the cooldown or the damaging effect into giving your strength characters some matching slots. That's the only downside to this unit, is getting matching slots is very difficult. You really have to rely on other characters to help you out here, which is why I've gone ahead and run the hybrid with version 3 Akainu. Akainu's effect is really good with his captain. It's a character that I honestly don't use that often, and unfortunately in the Whitebeard challenge, which you guys will see a little bit later, I actually have to use a Bandai friend captain, so the character doesn't have any limit break, it doesn't have any cooldown, it doesn't have cotton candies, so it's a really, really bare bones team, but it does still get the job done, which is good. But Akainu's captain effect, it'll make Psi, Int, Recovery, and Tandem slots beneficial to your team. It gives you a 4.5 attack boost if you have a matching slot. I believe it's a 4 times otherwise. and it gives you 1.5 times health. So having the additional HP on top of this is quite good, actually. It definitely helps out a lot having so much extra tankiness with this character. And of course, with the Sweet Commanders, you avoid 10 turns of despair. So this combination is actually very good, because normally when you're inflicted with despair, you lose a lot of your HP for HP boosting captains. But the fact is you have so much HP, you've got 1.5 from Akainu, and you've got 1.3 from the Sweet Commanders, and even if you do get despaired, you can remove up to 10 turns of it with their captain effect, which is great. So great synergy here between Akainu and the Sweet Commanders. Akainu's special also helps out a lot too, because it gives you a 2.25 times attack boost, it gives you a conditional boost, a self-proccing conditional boost against defense down, and it also removes 3 turns of barriers. The special ability to remove barrier isn't something that actually, that gets used in this particular event, and it's not really something that you're going to see a lot of play with V3 Akainu in general. But just showing you that there's great synergy here with not only just Akainu, but a lot of the other strength captains in the game. The Sweet Commanders have phenomenal synergy with. Kozuki Odin, for example, is another really good unit that you could use. Like Douglas Bullet as well is another great captain that you could also use. And that was actually one of the characters I was seriously considering putting instead of Akainu. Looking back at it, I definitely think Bullet will be able to clear it as well. There is absolutely no troubles with that. And honestly, I think it might be even easier to clear it with Bullet, because having the super effective hit against all types is ridiculous. And the fact that by having that Bullet special, it does make certain stages a lot easier, as you can just rely on Bullet special to wave clear the whole stage, rather than trying to hit your, regular normal attacks, which may be a bit finicky. So I think looking back at it, I think definitely Bullet would be a better friend captain here, but even still, Akainu does get the job done, which is awesome, because I love having more beneficial slots, and Akainu definitely provides more beneficial slots than what Douglas Bullet would be able to. Another issue that the Sweet Commanders kind of have is also regarding their super type special. It's actually the condition, right? Because the condition for their super type requires it to be like one of the Charlotte family characters, and there just aren't many Charlotte family characters that synergize well with the Sweet Commanders at all. Like, obviously, the brand new Perospera is a phenomenal character, and the reason why I've even brought him in the first place is because he has the special ability that can remove the defensive effects on the enemy, the increased defense, threshold, and also the percent damage reduction, which is going to be phenomenal against the Jozu stage. And also, they have the crewmate effect that can resist special reverse, which helps out a little bit earlier, as you guys would have seen. Now, you can see we're on the final stage of NL. We are able to take it down quite easily. We have the support effect of Kid to give us a 1.3 color affinity boost on the final stage. We have Marco and Ace, which actually cut our own health, which actually gets rid of the stun debuff, which is really, really good. And then, of course, with Akainu support, we get a full board of matching slots, which is great. And then here we are on the White Bid challenge right now. So this is actually where the Doflamingo support is ridiculously useful here, because that's going to give our driven characters a 1.75 times orb boost upon activating. So NL, Perospero, and Buggy all will get an orb boost here, which I think is pretty much required in order for this team to kill Curiel in one turn. Definitely adds a lot of additional damage here, which is great. So also about the Sweet Commanders, I think the Sweet Commanders are a really cool character in general. Obviously, a lot of this video has been talking about the problems of the Sweet Commanders, but I think just overall, in general, they're a very good unit, because it's very easy to maintain their 5 times captain. For those who don't know, in order to get their 5 times captain ability to activate, all you have to do is just kill something in the previous turn. So every time you enter a new stage, you are going to have the 5 times captain, unless if like the enemy runs away. I don't know if that counts as you killing them. I don't think it does. But as long as you're killing something every single turn, you're going to have your 5 times boost. But it does also mean is if you lack the damage to kill something on one turn, and like there's a couple of different bosses on one stage, that may be a bit troublesome for you, as you're going to lose out on a lot of your damage. But, obviously they have a lot of other beneficial effects, having the despair removal, they have the amazing HP boost as well, which is good. So there are a lot of good things about them, but the really annoying thing is the matching slots, because not having matching slots obviously reduces your damage by a very significant margin. So it's going to be very, very important that you do get beneficial slots, which is why having really good crewmate effects, or a hybrid captain, or some other way to give you beneficial slots in order to get the most out of the Sweet Commanders. Despite Marco and Ace also being an attack booster, which kind of conflict with the Sweet Commanders, I think they're still a phenomenal unit for nearly any strength captain, because of their amazing switch effect that changes their own slot guaranteed into strength, and any non-matching slot that you have on your team also gets changed into a strength slot. So that's really, really nice to have. just switching, getting matching slots every single turn is really useful. So of course we have the Akainu, which gives us recovery, tandem, sign int beneficial. So the only slots that are not beneficial are dex and quick slots. And of course we can use the switch effect of Marco and Ace to change those slots into matching. So technically speaking, the only slot that would never be beneficial to our team is dex slots. So yeah, very, very easy for us to get matching slots with this particular hybrid combination. So with all that being said, we're wrapping up this video right here, and here's the special animation of the Sweet 3 Generals, which honestly I'm not the biggest fan of. I think it's a little bit of an average special animation, but hey, it's my boy Katakuri, Mr. Slam Jam represent, so he's my boy. So shout out to Katakuri for the one time. Thank you so much for watching the video today. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.